Hi, I'm Michael, and this is Carelifornia. And finally, we got some movement in the Senate for a stimulus package. The Republican Senate has finally ponied up enough of their gumption to put a Republican stimulus package to a vote. Now, the bad news first. It doesn't include stimulus checks, eviction protections, or food benefits. But the good news is that it's really unlikely to pass, as unlikely as that petition in the Obama years to rebuild the Star Destroyer from Star Wars. But that being said, Republicans are going to make an effort to attempt to pass their version of the skinny, shaved-down $500 billion stimulus package this week. So tonight we're going over the Republican skinny stimulus package, why it won't likely pass, and who are the only people who could actually benefit from it. Now this is your 5-minute nightly dose. So let's make this quick. But before we do that, if you like this information, if you find it interesting, if you find it helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. As expected, Republicans in the Senate, actually more specifically Republican senators who are facing a tough re-election bid this year, need to show some sort of effort to at least attempt to help their state's residents before this year's election. But this proposed Republican skinny bill is almost wafer thin, in the sense that the original Republican HEREOS Act proposal, which was proposed by Mitch McConnell and the GOP, was $1 trillion. The expected cost on this slimmed down proposal is only half of that. Although the cost of the bill has not been released, it is expected to have a price tag of around $500 billion and excludes some of the most needed things like eviction protections, stimulus checks, and funding for local and state governments. But, however, it will include $300 per week enhanced unemployment benefits, another round of PPP for small businesses, and liability protections for lawsuits. Today, Mitch McConnell said the Senate Republican majority is introducing a new targeted proposal focused on some of the very most urgent healthcare, education, and economic issues. It does not contain every idea our party likes. I am confident Democrats will feel the same. End quote. But with its pared down benefits and the less than sufficient funding, the bill is not expected to even pass the Senate and leaves no real reason for Democrats in the House to even consider bringing it to a vote. In response, Nancy Pelosi has said about the bill, Senate Republicans appear dead set on another bill which doesn't come close to addressing the problems and is heading nowhere. If anyone doubts Mitch McConnell's true intent, it's nothing but political. Just look at the bill. End quote. And this makes sense. The Republican skinny bill isn't even a step in the right direction. Democrats still have their HEROES Act proposal, which was initially $3 trillion and was now negotiated down to $2 trillion. But Republicans rejected this offer, and instead of moving towards Democrats in funding, they went the opposite direction. And now their current $500 billion proposal isn't even a quarter of the funds Democrats have been requesting. In fact, it's more of a statement of intent than a genuine attempt at legislation making. Now, I agree with Pelosi when she says that this morning, with regard to the bill, it isn't even an attempt at doing the right thing. End quote. Republicans must know that the American public will see through these half-hearted attempts at providing assistance and see the bill for what it actually is. Nothing more than political theater, where the ticket price is more time spent suffering and scrounging to try to make ends meet. All this being said, the GOP-controlled Senate and Mitch McConnell is set on voting on the new skinny bill this Thursday. McConnell said in his floor speech, Republicans are making yet another overture. Today, we're releasing a targeted proposal that focuses on several of the most urgent aspects of this crisis, issues where bipartisanship should be especially possible. End quote. In order to pass, McConnell would need 51 votes from his own Republican Party. This is against the previous reporting that said that up to 20 GOP senators were unwilling to vote on any form of stimulus package. But perhaps McConnell can win over some of his colleagues with special carve-outs. For example, for Ted Cruz, there is an addition of educational tax credits and one-time funding to states to help cover grants related to homeschooling expenses that Senator John Hawley has been pushing for. Needless to say, even with these concessions, there's only a lottery scratcher chance of this bill actually getting passed. The biggest question to all of this is, who is this bill really for? Considering the funding is so small, it will really not help most of the people who need it. The unemployment benefits are, well, better than nothing, but are far shorter than the $600 that was authorized under the CARES Act. And liability protections really don't help anybody but big business. So given the lackluster funding, the minimal benefits, the unlikelihood of it passing in the Senate, and the zero chance of it passing in the House, why even make such a shameful display? Well, it's painfully obvious. Senate Republicans need a way to be able to say, hey, we tried, but not actually do anything. This way they can go to their voters and say, we're doing something, all the while doing nothing, as the country and all the rest of us out here are just limping along, hoping the economy will magically get better. This is shameful and shameful. A bill like this helps nobody but the Republican senators who are feigning to try to get it passed. This has been your 5-minute nightly dose, and I hope that you found it interesting or helpful or at least useful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Also, we here at Carelifornia, we know health insurance. So if you have any questions about your health insurance, leave those down below. We'll be happy to make a new video or a new post as soon as we can. Now, other than that, I'm Michael, and this is Carelifornia, wishing you a happy, healthy day.